Welcome to the grand finals of the 80% tournament featuring Sided Williams as your
Katsina.
commentator. You got Katsina and you got Electric.
What's up,
Everybody
guys?
say your names.
Let's go.
All right, we're ready to sit with you for a best of three between the legends, JJsrl and PaperarioMS, who are both great 80% runners. I have so much to say about these people, and we're just starting right away.
Yep. But of course, we do have that classic intro cutscene to deal with.
We all love it. I like watching this cutscene. See, I've been working on theories regarding SMS, regarding the opening and stuff like that. But I don't know. When people ask if we know it by heart, I don't think we do. I don't think any runner knows it by heart. I feel like you need to have it on in order to talk about it or like talk it through. You know?
Right. Like, I don't think anyone really pays attention to it the whole time.
No.
Like, it's not the most riveting thing when you've seen it 100 times.
If you pay attention, it all goes blank. Like, you can't pay attention to the start. You just have to, like, distract yourself with other things. Like, talking about the runners that are going to be in this race. Nice segue. JJsrl, who's top five in SMS 90% on the leaderboard. We won't get into it. Top five.
Paperario is top 5 in SRL points, which is very relevant to what we're doing here, which is an 8% race. Paperario is a race legend. He's been in the game for years and years at this point.
He got a lot of his points doing bingo. You know, he's kind of a cheater that way, but like any percent races, you know, nobody grinds out any percent races on SRL, but like bingo, that's a huge proponent of SRL points.
I wonder if that'll contribute to when Paperario is having to do backups, if he's able to have just a little bit more fluid improvisation because of all that bingo experience.
Because of bingo? Maybe? I don't know. I feel like a lot of bingo on its own is just making individual strats for unique things. You don't really like I feel like, do people practice backups? Kat, do you know? I don't know if people practice backups.
I don't believe people practice backups, but it is useful to know what they are, and bingo definitely helps players out with that.
Yeah.
Paper, in particular, through his bingo experience and through being involved in this game's community since 2011, I think has developed a gigantic pool of knowledge about this game that is bigger than anybody else's. He knows quite a lot of niche strats that aren't really used anywhere. We've seen him whip out Bananaless in this tournament before, which is a crazy Serena 3 strat that loses time. So perhaps he'll be able to show us some niche things if he ends up in situations where he will have to use them. But
if he's so far in the lead that he can swag.
Oh yeah, that too.
Is that what we're looking for? All right.
That's what he's looking for.
I like the way this commentary is going. I like saying that bingo will help doing backup strats for any percent. I don't think any of that's true, but I appreciate everybody's and going off of me talking about bingo for a second. That was fun.
You know, the intro is actually kind of underrated, in my opinion, for races and bingos because it gives us the opportunity to think about exactly this. It gives us time to talk about what these players are doing. It gives the players time to think about what they're doing. It allows us all time to sit here, relax, get to know each other in the booth. It gives the players some time to get to know controller a little bit, size up the rest of the run.
I don't know, just, yeah, let's everybody get settled, you know?
Yep.
And the key part of that settling is starting right now with this, 3-4 minute long trial cutscene.
Yeah. Three and a bit. I don't know, it just lets everybody get settled. If you're doing bingo, it lets you route. You're looking at that card, you're trying to figure out what row you're going to do, or if you're doing lockout, you get to pick whatever goals you're going to go for. But for us, it gives us a little bit of leeway to talk about how Paper's top 20 only. You know?
It is
but you already had that preamble about SRL points, you know? He's a racer. He's what you call a racer.
Yeah, JJ may have had a number of better paced runs generally, but it's really going to be about that consistency in this particular circumstance.
It could be the nerves. There could be nerves too.
Now, I want to point out here, while we're going through this trial cutscene, this entire game would have been avoided if one person would have just asked, hey, this is a black and white sketch. What color was the perpetrator actually? Because you can't tell me someone got that level of detail and didn't realize he was made of water. Like, if one person would have had a colored pencil, no one would have thought Mario was the perpetrator. Look at this sketch. Like, how did you get that level of detail from Shadow Mario and you still think this is him?
It's
I
insane.
appreciate your enthusiasm regarding the lore. I'm down.
I actually enjoy lore conversations about this game because we do end up skipping a lot of the deep lore in this game
Super
in
deep.
Pinna. So, talking about it now, it's actually, I think, a pretty nice decision. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets railroaded. He gets railroaded. Somebody purposefully didn't buy colored pencils. You know, I think it was on purpose.
I can see that.
Yeah, and he didn't draw it accurately. Like, they don't know what. Like, it could be Luigi for all they know. You know, there's just no L. You know.
Yes.
It looks exactly the same otherwise.
You know, what if the Piantas were the original residents of the Mushroom Kingdom and Peach and her cronies just forced them out? You know, could be a vendetta.
Wow.
But Delfino Isle seems like a very nice spot. Like, it's not in Super Mario Odyssey. It's not in Odyssey. You know, it should have been DLC, but it's not in Odyssey. But it's a nice place to be when all the shine sparks are. It's not like Mushroom Kingdom is much better when there's no stars. You know?
Fair. I mean, at least you can see, but I definitely can agree with you there that Delfino is a really nice exile spot if it is one.
Yeah. And with no shines, it's still pretty okay. Like, with no stars, Princess Peach's castle kind of sucks.
I mean, honestly, you know, I have sensitive eyes. That overcast weather would probably be better for me. Like
Also, you can talk to
shine.
You can talk to the guy that gives you sunglasses.
Yep, true.
Also works. He gives out sunglasses to everybody. It's great. If you have enough shines.
Well,
I'm glad we did that.
A lot of problems.
Yep.
But I'm glad
Because we're going to be getting into the first real movement of the game as these guys go ahead and open up.
JJ doing scumbag movement. I created the term scumbag movement. Nobody gives me credit anymore, but I named it that. Where JJ goes over the roof, and it saves like half a second, not very much, but it's just the try hard movement. You know, you're a scumbag if you do it. Except for everybody that does it now, so I guess you're not a scumbag anymore. Paperario showing off his 120 prowess, getting the blue coin without getting the save text, and everybody's still at the same spot. Like, sure, Paperario went forward, and JJ went forward right, but I don't know. Pretty much the exact same spots.
Yeah, and I mean, just the spider RNG, for instance, could completely change this lead back around. So even though it is like a nice small time save, like it's something that ultimately could just be completely wiped away really fast.
Secrets, deaths, and RNG definitely play a much bigger role than any superficialities in the movement like the ones we just saw. Scumbag movement, while cool, and while it does save a little bit of time, likely is not going to be the deciding factor in this first match in this best-of-3 grand final.
Quick kill would have been one of those big time save points, but he didn't get it. JJ went for it. Paperario doesn't go for it. I don't know why. Like, I feel like everybody goes for it except for a select few, and Paper's one of those select few.
J. Cool, Lumardi, Paperario are the top runners I know that do not go for quick kill. Most do. It is on the easier side in terms of extremely risky strats that you can go for that saves a little bit of time. Try hard movement, I guess you could say.
I don't know. It just goes back to the backups, you know? You just need to know the backup. You just got to stand still and wait for him to walk a certain amount forward and then spray him down. Anyway, we've entered Bianco. We're not going to do Bianco 1. We skip Bianco 1 because it seems like it's scripted that way. And Bianco 2 is open to us right away. So we're going to get this spider. JJ gets a perfect spider. And Paperario is actually just moving the spiders into a better spot so he can get up the window.
Yeah, pretty big time loss to start from Paperario, unfortunately.
That was so... Those wall kicks were so good.
Yep.
Yeah,
you
I
got
can
up there
appreciate
before
the
9 minutes, like an 8:58, 8:59. That was really nice.
Yeah, I can appreciate those wall kicks because I can't do them. So it's a lot of fun to watch somebody that's really good at the any percent strats.
That's because you're not a little kid, Sid.
Dude, It's the little kid strats. They all just learn from today, and then the next generation, they all learn these strats. We're gonna see insane Goopy Infernos probably from both. Maybe just JJ. I don't know. But Goopy Inferno, that's one of those. There's just insane strats that just don't save much time, but they're required to get world record.
On that point, a lot of the viewers in the audience who have watched both of these guys play may be thinking, well, JJsrl and PaperArio have two pretty similar methods of going about this game. They're both very consistent players, but I think what we're talking about here may actually be the biggest difference between these guys. PaperArio is an extraordinarily experienced player who's been in this game for years. JJ has a bit more of a youthful inexperience. We've seen him get stuck on shines a little bit more in this tournament than we've seen PaperArio. We saw JJ tumbles he took on Serena 4 over and over again in his last match. So he does tend to be a bit riskier.
He tumbled on Serena 4?
Yeah, he did. He died over and over there.
Oh my! See, we were just talking about it pre-game, and he was talking S. See, I'll censor myself. He was talking S about Serena 4, where I was talking S about Serena 2. You know, so he made the statement that Serena 4 was. I think Serena 4 is the hardest secret in the game. I'm gonna say it.
There are very risky strategies you can go for in Serena 4. JJ is fresh off the plane from SGDQ, where he stated that Serena 2, controversially stated that Serena 2 was in fact the hardest secret in the game.
Where in fact it's not.
Yes. My friend cited Williams with a differing opinion. Serena 4,
to be fair, I don't think that Serena 4 is the hardest secret, to be fair, but I think it's a funny meme to say. Anyway, we're doing Bianco 3, one of the easier secrets in the game. Pinna 2, apparently the easiest, which I can get behind. And then they're just doing the straight movement. They're not doing any of the hardcore 0.3 second time saves. JJ would have been the one to do that if anybody did it. But they're just going straight line, doing the spin jump dive. Perfect. Secret's done. They have no flood. They have flood back for no reason. We're back.
Yeah, and the secrets, it's definitely worth saying that, like, this game just gets exponentially harder casually for secrets, and for Speedrun, there's no exception. Like, the standard movement mechanics without flood have so much depth to them. There's a lot of things that can go wrong if you're not doing everything with very high precision. It's like coming from Mario 64, it's weird to me like how you can like vary the height of a rollout, for instance, and stuff like that in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't like SM64, it to me it barely has a rollout, you know? You call it a rollout, but in this game you actually like roll out and go far. You can carry your momentum into the Super Mario 64 rollouts, but it looks like the weak rollout that you have in this game.
Right. It's like almost, it can still be used for a couple of things just to hide off it, believe it or not, but overall, like you don't use it for jumps, especially not like you do in this game.
Yeah. I don't know. I think everything's just worse without flood. Like when you take flood away, that's why I don't like doing hoverless or anything like that. Just flood just adds so much to this video game. And it might be a gimmick to some, but it's a great piece of tech.
I think it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Like, it can be a really big crutch for casual players, but as we're seeing here with this awesome Reds movement, it can be a huge boon for people that really know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of those shines that really exemplifies why people love the movement in this game so much, why people love Flood who play this game. Originally a point of controversy, but now among people who play this game, Flood is viewed as an essential element of this game.
I feel like people that don't play this game still think of Flood as a gimmick, but yeah, people that play this game, they just know.
They do.
I think anyone that thinks Flood is a gimmick is confirmed the type of person that like doesn't know how to measure jumps and so would just use the hover nozzle to like get them right into place at the end, aka me, like as a 10-year-old.
AKA me. I don't know. That also Bianco 4 shows how dope just red coins in general are. There's so many red coins in this game. Like if you watch a 120 run or a 96 shine run, a lot of the extra shines are red coins. Like more than half of the shines that we don't get in this game, except for Gelato. There's still a few red coins, but there's a lot of additional red coin shines that just require a bunch of movement, and It just shows off how good the movement is in this game.
I agree with you.
But when we're talking about movement, we're going into one of the levels that just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how fast you are. It doesn't matter how well you play. It's all dictated by RNG. Luck. We have the luck shine.
PD can either decide to be a cruel mistress or a dear friend. I think it's, what is it, like 30, 40 seconds that you can lose just with the average patterns. I think like at the difference between the absolute worst and absolute best is like near a minute, if not more. But yeah, like on, yeah, with the average, like you could still lose like 30 seconds with very common patterns.
Definitely. JJ getting the first spot. Okay, this first spot can lead into a lot for JJ. Like it can be second best pattern. Paper actually gets best pattern first spot, but he actually has, PD can actually go over the wall right now. So going over the wall at least loses you 8 seconds. So JJ actually gets first 2 spots of second best RNG.
JJ's looking pretty good right now. PaperArio with his first landing actually had PD go towards the building to the left of where Paper is right now, and then back to where the first best spot would be. And then he's going over the wall. So Paper is actually having a bit of a struggle pattern right now, I believe.
Dude, I like this pattern for PD though, for Paper. Like where he is right now, he can screw you over with one specific way he goes, but the 2 other positions he can take, or the 3 other positions that he can take, aren't that bad. So JJ got the first 2 spots of second best RNG, and then he went over the wall and straight over here. So it's not too bad for JJ. Oh, see, look, Paper goes back to the first spot. That's his third down. JJ's already done because he got first 2 spots of second best RNG, but over the wall is just too much, and Paper loses a little bit more time. Really not much time difference between the guys though.
PaperArio tried to show off some new tech there. That is referred to either as a spin slide or a Beyblade, depending on what the player chooses to call it. But that is a very recent development. The last time we had a GSA Sunshine race, that movement was not known about.
We might see it in Rico.
We may.
It's pretty much the only relevant play. Like movement to Rico and Rico 3 and Rico 4 are like the only 2 spots or 3 spots that are really used. But it's basically just, if anybody knows what butt sliding is, you do a spin input and press the flood. See, it adds to the flood mechanics. Electric is booming right now. He's so excited about flood mechanics. But
look, as I said, like for speedrunners, it is awesome. But if you're a casual player, like you have to resist that urge to just use it as your crutch. Like it will let you be bad at most of the game if you choose to use it that way. But
isn't that good for a casual player? See, I'm on the side. It's good for speedrunners and it's good for casual players. You know.
See, okay, here's my dilemma. As a child, the secrets were just so overwhelming because I relied on Flood so much. Like, I remember, I think I like completed a bunch of shines in other stages to avoid doing Bianco 3. Or like one of the secrets that was just really hard for me back then. And apparently the way I was trying to play the game, like it started crashing when I would do a secret. And like, I remember calling the Nintendo helpline and they said like, yeah, no, like just do this secret. Just man up, dude.
It was crashing?
Yeah, like I don't even know. It could have been like, you know, maybe one of those dreams that I thought was real and I was like so young that I didn't remember the difference. I don't know, but like it's a distinct memory I have of like the game was crashing during the intro cutscene of a secret. And whoever was called, they claimed it was because I was trying to do that secret like way before I was supposed to. Like I should have done another secret first.
Oh no! Oh, JJ!
Oh, he lost the coconut. Oh no!
If you hover a little bit too early before you get the clip there, the hover hits the coconut, and like once he just hovered a little bit too early there, I knew that coconut was going in the water. Paper taking the lead, doing GBS. We're skipping the entirety of Gelato right now. We were talking about Flood. It's fine. We were talking about secrets, but Paper actually throwing it on the roof. Very good strat. Not as easy as that looks. JJ hovering a little bit too early.
Clipping in, but then falling right outside of the tube. No.
He just didn't hover soon enough.
And this is exactly what you were talking about with sometimes JJ makes these like really like they just keep piling on this type of mistake. Like the first mistake was big, yes, but it's compounding. He's making it bigger.
Yeah. Okay, sure, yeah. I'm down. Dude, to recover, like, especially in grand finals, him getting or losing the coconut sucks. That sucks so hard.
It really does.
That's just so much time lost right at the start for no reason. He literally didn't get a clip, hovered, and the coconut, because of that hover spray, actually got knocked into the water. And then he just screwed up an additional GBS. Like, there wasn't anything massive he screwed up. He just hovered a little bit too late, a little bit too early, and lost, what, half a minute for it?
Paper trying to do some pretty interesting moves to get up to Pianta Village.
Paper did try-hard movement at the beginning, but messed it up, and then he went for normal movement and then messed that up as well. Takes a huge fall from the top of that shine tower. Oh, he doesn't know where he's going. What are you doing, Paper?
How to do that glitchy wall kick.
He doesn't. Oh my god. He's freaking out, man.
Yeah, this is very tough to see. It looks like he's got it here, though. What a crazy turn of events.
There's a lot of tough geometry there. There's a lot of tough geometry in the Shine Gate there. So he was like jumping on ramps, and you can't actually do a hover jumping off of like parts of the ramps he was jumping off. So he was just not able to do a spin jump in specific spots he wanted to. So he just basically lost all the time he had from JJ. So I guess good stuff to JJ. Woo!
Yeah, in like one shine, it went from 1 second in JJ's favor to about 20 plus in Paper's favor to now just 2. Let's see how they get with this chain chomp doggy RNG.
They both had two good first spots.
But the one that matters is not in Paper's favor. This might... Oh, no, it isn't for JJ either. It looks like they're going to be even on RNG here in Pianta 1. That would have been perhaps an opportunity for JJ to make up even more time on Paper, perhaps come out of here in the lead, but both of them with unfavorable third chomplet RNG in Pianta 1.
Well, to be fair, after that GBS, I wouldn't have said that after Pianta 1 that Paperario would be behind JJ, so I'm kind of glad that Paperario kept as a little bit of a lead after that.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because he definitely messed up a lot more than JJ did. JJ messed up, again, like 2 things. Paper messed up, what, 8 attempts at jumping up? Like,
yeah, it was like it's hard to say how many because it was just such a compounded failure.
It was a compounded failure. That's a great way of looking at it.
And of course, we have the greatest speedrunner who ever lived, transcending games, originally the running man in OOT. Now he's known only as Il Piantissimo.
And Cathalon.
Yep. And I believe it was JJ on the couch at GDQ that said that Piantissimo is the most consistent speedrunner in existence. He always gets the same time, down to the 100th of a second.
Any percent run, he will get the same time. If you revisit the Shine, though, he does have a faster time. Yeah, after you beat him. If you don't beat him, then he doesn't have to go any faster. He doesn't need to learn any new tech. But if you beat him and he comes back, he's been grinding.
You know, I feel
glad to be back online. Very
I'm just excited.
Race.
I'm just excited for Goopy Inferno. We're going to see some GWKDs. We might see nothing. You know, we might just see normal, basic dive, rollout, jump on a box, do a side flip, you know?
I think you're the only runner I know who actually calls this the Goopy Inferno. Most people just call it Pianta 3.
But it's the Goopy Inferno.
When you have a name like that available, it's a crime not to use it.
Exactly. It's like not calling the... Ooh, see the GWKDs!
Wow.
No. See, that's what I said. Paper won't do it. JJ will. JJ's a madman. JJ has taken the lead after losing half a minute in GBS.
Nice job by JJ. It looked like it was set up to be a tough next few minutes for JJ, but Paperario unfortunately took a bit of a tumble, or a few tumbles, on top of that Shine Gate, and that negated the majority of his time save out of GBS.
See, I wasn't paying attention to the timer. Apparently, Paperario is, and forever will be, maybe not that one, but is still in the lead. It's very close, though. That GWKD is pretty impressive, but it only saves like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. I don't think it's 4. But this is another RNG thing. This is another RNG thing. There's 3 potential patterns for the chain chomp. Paper actually getting the best chain chomp and saves 2 seconds over JJ's horrible RNG. Horrible. 2 seconds.
Yeah, probably one of the most expensive RNG elements in the game. Ramon Cycle really has nothing on this.
Yeah, for real. Pianta 5 it's really just a chance to catch your breath after this very tough RNG shine.
We just got to talk to Chucksters. What's so hard about that? I don't understand.
Yeah, we're just pressing Y and A.
Yeah.
Who can't do that?
We might mash it. Oh, JJ on his belly. That's not good. JJ getting the shine.
Paperario.
We will be looking out for, hopefully, a Ramon Cycle from someone. Could be a huge lead change up.
A Ramon Cycle.
I might be using the wrong name.
Okay, it's Ramel.
My bad.
See, I thought there was a meme. See, I'm ready for everybody to be memeing all the time.
I know I've heard it called Ramon like a few times. That's my bad.
There's 3 potential. You can call it Ramel. You can call it Jamal, and that might be it. There might be 2, but I don't know. You can meme whatever you like. We can call it Ramon for the rest of this commentary. I'm down.
I mean, I'm down too. You know, big fan of that 80s punk scene. So
nothing sounded wrong to me at first. I was like, Ramon, sure, and then I was just like, I think that's wrong.
JJ missed Yoshi skip there. That's a small time loss for him, but of course, the bulk of the margin of error on this shine is with RNG. JJ with a bit of a difficult small Pianta here. We'll see how he works his way around that.
Oh,
no! Barely misses it.
That is dead.
See,
wow.
you have to have a really straight angle in order to get the furthest version of that small Pianta. You have to mash A and B really fast and have the perfect angle. So I think he might have missed a B input or an A input, or just not had a totally straight angle. So you want him a little bit further up in order to do that. Paper ahead again, or still.
With Ramel, he can end up basically even though. Oh, he's in position for it. Let's see what happens here.
Oh boy.
Let's see. He's got to get this mash right. Is he going to do it?
Okay.
He does it.
And the death.
Oh my gosh.
Just wiped away. Wow.
It's like he didn't die.
It out with the Ramel cycle, a Ramon cycle, if you will.
A Ramon. He got the Ramon.
A Ramon Jamel cycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, even though that was RNG, that was still so impressive by JJ. I am applauding him right now. That was a great performance there. Had us all on the edges of our seat. That was some very difficult to predict stuff. A death, and then it gets negated by a 1 in 10th chance luck event, you know.
See, now he has to play one of the most movement intensive. Like you guys said, everybody liked Bianca 4. Pianta 6 is also up there with IL. It's really hard to get Ramel and calm yourself enough to get a really good Pianta 6. But then again, JJ would probably know at this point that he's not on the best. Oh, he missed the spam spray off of for the small ladies Pianta at the start, but he's going to get her at the end.
I think it's insane how many mistakes both of these guys have made, and they're still pretty much even into Pianta 6 here.
Yeah, they're pretty much just trading blows up to this point. But of course, the game only has more to throw at you as you can continuing through.
Well, Paper's just screwed up Pianta entrance. Let's keep that in mind. Like
that is fair.
After that, like JJ screwed up and then got. Oh, look, he's still gonna get, even with missing that first spam spray, he's gonna get a 211. That's pretty dope. 212, also really good. Better than 211 even, because you're going for time remaining. It's just a timer that starts at 3 minutes, and then you're just trying to stop it as soon as possible.
Also, shout out to anyone who had that timer expire. I feel really bad for you.
You know what? Casually, people really depend on hovering, and you know what?
Yeah.
It doesn't cater to Pianta 6. It's a hard game.
It really is. Do you remember the first time that you sprayed a beehive in Pianta? Because I do. It was terrible. I think I hid in like the pool on the corner of the stage for a while until I realized it wasn't going to end.
Yeah, without Yoshi, those bees can be very difficult to deal with. There's no real way to get rid of them. They just sort of follow Mario.
Everybody getting
hide
pre-fenced.
out. Oh yeah.
Everybody's getting pre-fenced. That's very fast. No, none of them did the quick kill. Even though it's one of the easier quick kill shines, I'm told. Everybody's still getting a sub 30. Pre-fence, we're all good.
We're going to be moving on past the archway now.
Yeah, moving on here to Honey Skip. This is a difficult trick to set up. Pretty lenient nowadays.
Thanks to How To Cantaloupe. He just helped the setup. he just realized something. So we're basically just moving forward so that Mario's shadow is just barely visible. Going to a visual cue on the right side of a white dot, hovering a certain amount, ground pounding, and then sidestepping into the cutscene, but also dying at the same time, entering Pinna.
It's great to see them.
You've seen enough of the world to know that, like, well, nothing's going on. You know, we need Peach to get kidnapped, and then Peach gets kidnapped. So it's the end of early game, the beginning of late game, or in bingos anyway.
You know, I never really thought of it that way, but that does certainly make sense. Like when you're doing the stages in their kind of intended order. The weirder one though that will never make sense is why does Yoshi get unlocked with Pinafore?
I don't know. I've had this conversation a lot. Well, they do have the design of Yoshi's eggshell. No. we won't. I've been struggling with the lore of this game for 5 years. I don't understand most of it.
And the sync star grab at the end of the secret, no presumptuous dives, thankfully. That last jump where you're jumping into just the void, hoping the platforms will come back. Like, you do it so many times, you know the timing of the platforms, but it's still such a, like, stressful thing to watch.
It's the easiest secret in the game for a reason.
These guys are extremely close together right now. They are within frames of each other out of Pinna 2.
JJ's coconut went into the water. Why is he even still... All right. Why is he still in the
Papeراrio needed the rocket nozzle for Pianta, basically. Like, you can say the same about both. They certainly seem to have recovered from those mistakes, which is a huge thing. Usually those types of things can get really into your head, but being able to mentally reset is such an important thing to have a strong race finish.
JJ doing a slow route.
Dude, he's doing a super old Pinna 3 route. This is such... See, Paper's doing the baby strats, B-A-B-Y. He's going up here. Oh, Paper actually messing up his hover.
JJ, unfortunately, he had to wait for the boat to go down. He had to do some cycle waiting, unfortunately. He's definitely not going to lose as much time as Paperario is, though. He took a tumble. Those are not very affordable in Pinna 3.
You know what? For a screwed up Pinna 3, Papers was pretty okay. Like, you fall down for a split second, you go back up, you're fine. Like, he fell down to the bottom, but he recovered pretty quick, climbing the tree, getting back up to his spot. I've seen Pinna 3s go a lot worse.
Yeah, both of these guys struggled a little bit, but really nothing that is going to shatter their confidence or momentum going into Pinna 4 and EYG. These two are critical shines.
Oh, yeah. If you don't get this egg strat very fast, you're gonna lose just so much time.
Yeah, you could end up like both J. Cool and Quaniza did at GDQ.
That was just ridiculous to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
I can't remember if they were 4 cycles or if they just felt like 4 cycles, but that was one of the craziest Pinna 4 segments I've ever seen out of anybody.
But
both
they
of them.
both had see JJ's using the Dide strats, getting hit, but getting still the one cycle. Paper's showing off the Samu strats.
Oh no, he bonks.
Oh, missed one cycle, man.
He just hit the hitbox of the side of the Snooze-a-Koopa. They are called Snooze-a-Koopas because they're sleeping. That's what they're called. But yeah, he just hit the hitbox to the side, couldn't recover fast enough. You do get a pretty big bonk. You don't get a mega bonk like Shadow Mario, but you do get a pretty big bonk.
Not only that, but when you bonk on a Snooze-a-Koopa, the Koopa will flinch and it won't aggravate and drill itself into the ground for a while after the bonk. So it is a pretty annoying time loss.
Yeah, if trying to set up for the ground pound, like for the Snooze-a-Koopas to attack you, you can't be in an invulnerability frame. Like you can't have just gotten hit by any of them. So they'll just like disregard you. They won't attack you. They'll walk towards you a bunch more, but they'll just be like, yeah, I'm not going to attack you. You've just been hurt. So I guess that's Nintendo's way of being like not comboing you, but it's actually worse for speedrunners.
Yeah.
EYG. JJ had some bad luck with fruit and water in GBS.
So surrounding, you know? It's not like underneath the bridge.
Yeah, it's not as encompassing here as it is in Gelato. There's only a narrow plank bridge that separates them from the water.
Ooh, he's doing one stew. He's doing one stew. He's clipped through the wall.
Nice job.
Lines up the stew.
Oh, man.
Lines up the solo stew with him. Makes it so that he's hovering over the dead space that is the unloaded Pinna Park, and then hovering all the way over, getting the papaya before getting on the platform.
This break was pretty back and forth and very close up until a couple shines ago, but JJ has been capitalizing on some of Paper's mistakes. He's widened his lead quite a bit in Pinna.
Did Paper do two stew?
Yes, Paper did do two stew.
Right. Oh, we're doing over the top of the middle. Saves a second.
Wow, barely makes it.
Oh, man.
That was clutch. Those little kids, every little strat counts for them.
Paper's doing over the top to the right?
Yeah. Paper does go a little safer than JJ does.
But he lost a second.
Yeah. Lost a second. Hopefully
that precious second. And he's not the one that's in the position to be losing stuff like that.
No. You're right.
There's certainly something to be said for, continuing to play safe when you're behind. Just, you don't want to force yourself into maximum overdrive and just start making ridiculous mistakes. But I don't know. With the length Paperario is behind, I think it's certainly warranted to go ahead and start going for the more risky things.
I don't know. It's like 10 seconds. I don't want to argue with you, but he's only like 10 seconds behind. We're only halfway. We still got Serena and Noki. Paper can relax, Like let's just bank on potentially JJ making more mistakes like he's been doing early game. That's the Paper mindset.
Yeah.
Let's have him hover some coconuts into the water again, and let's see where we're at.
We're about halfway here now, and this could potentially be the first place we could see a Beyblade out of either of these two guys. The Pinna movement has developed a little bit in recent days. There's a new strat out that involves using one of those new spin slides. We'll see if he goes for it. He may.
Oh, he tried
it.
Instead of getting a spin put, though, he got a side flip input.
Yeah. He got a pretty fast slide into the water.
I think it's just because, like, coming out of Pinna, he just started his spin input too fast. Let's see if Paper gets it. Oh, he doesn't even go for it.
He's going for the old boy movement.
See, he's not a little kid.
Nope, he is an old, wise man.
Yeah, not trying that stuff. I respect it.
It definitely could play in his favor here. He has been making a lot of mistakes so far in this run, but I mean, a lot of risky strats to come, a lot of risky secrets. There's still a lot of room for things to go wrong or right for either of these players here. They're still pretty close, all things considered.
Paper's made like 2 mistakes.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wait, no, 3. There was pin of 3. Oh, never mind, Paper. I can't be on your side anymore.
Paper is indefensible.
Yeah.
Paper
Like, I was just like it was like pin of 4 and entering Pianta, and I was like, I could still be on your side. I'm just like, well, that pin of 3, man. That pin of 3. It was fine. He's fine.
One of our viewers actually has brought up a pretty good point here. Of course, this is the GSA Spring 2019 Any Percent tournament, but both of these players right now, their current main hustle is 120 shines. PaperArio is 3rd on the leaderboards in that category. Very talented player.
Paper screwing up the blooper fight a little bit. His forehead just went a little bit too forward. Like there's just like a hitbox that prevents some water hitting his face so that it doesn't actually clean him off. And it just leaned forward a little bit. He was too far to the left. Something happened and he had to miss like a cycle and a half. Shame.
That manipulation is fairly simple, but the best of them do mess it up sometimes. Nanashi was watching him a while back, and he had trouble with both bloopers doing a Rico segment. So, just goes to show you, any percent speedruns, anything can happen. This game is pretty unpredictable.
Is blooper the hardest boss in the game?
Potentially.
I have a hot take for you guys. I think Bianco 1 Polluted Piranha is the hardest boss in this game.
I am with you so hard.
That is the hardest shine to optimize in the entire 120 shines category.
Oh, PaperArio taking a bonk instead of being able to get into that loading zone properly. He's able to get in with minimal damage, though.
We got a 19 on JJ's side. 19's fine. All right, 19's sub 20. You're aiming for sub 20. Everybody wants 18. That ground pound was really high. Why was it so high?
That was crazy.
So anyway, we don't have to do blooper. We're just hitting 2 checkpoints and getting to the end. That's essentially what this is. And we just use the movement. We go on top of the walls. We hover slide. We got an 18.
18.98. Nice.
I think the record's like 16 or something now.
Yeah.
Like mid 16.
Yeah, that movement's gotten ridiculously optimized.
We saw Fett get a 17 in one of these races. That was pretty impressive to see. He went pretty crazy in that Rico. He went for the Rico 7 quick kill and got it. JJ missing the spin put.
Oh. Are they going to do spin slide though?
Oh yeah, that's the big question. Let's see. He's going for
he
it.
tried
Oh,
it.
he tried,
but didn't get the jump out.
He didn't even have an angle.
Straight into the water. That was very unfortunate. Oh, he goes for it again.
Yes.
He makes it. Nicely done.
See, that's the new tech. See, let's see if Paper does it. He got the slide off right
He's
away.
going for it.
I guess that.
Oh,
he hovered way too late. Abandoned. Oh, he got it.
Nice backup. Oh, he's gonna have to do another one.
All right,
Nice
it's looking like
backup.
entering Pianta again. All right.
Wow, this new tech is stumbling both of these guys in Rico 3.
See, optimally, that tech's like saves what 2 seconds now, something like that.
Yeah, and they both lost upwards of 10.
Yeah, but at least they tried it. You know.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of respect.
Show.
There's respect to be given to both players. Like, why would you do it? See, Paper, the old boy, like, why wouldn't he attempted it? You know, respect to Paper. I'm just giving respect to Paper everywhere I can.
And overall, I'd say Paper's attempt was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't fall into the water.
And he isn't young. He isn't a young boy. He isn't a young man. The young kid.
He hasn't spent part of that precious developmental time just honing sunshine skills.
Oh, JJ didn't get a spin input.
Man.
He Pangea-Panga'd it. He just didn't get a spin input. He got the jump dive, but he didn't get a spin. So now Paper's taking the lead. Yeah. They actually could do a spin slide entering, and I was watching to see if either did, but it's slightly faster. It's not too much better. Not as good as Rico 3. Oh, he's getting the extra life. Good job, JJ.
Yeah, he had no lives there for a second, so that was a good decision by him to spend those couple seconds. Oh, he's gonna take another death.
No!
Both of them do. They're even.
Mario side? No.
I'm so glad that JJ got the life now.
Same.
Me too.
This race would have just been over without Very, very smart decision making.
Dude, why did Paper go for that spin jump dive? That didn't look good from when he said go. Like there was no way that was gonna work.
JJ had to
He's
get the
just
one
waiting for the gear.
Taking 0 chances. He waited.
This is grand final.
Yeah, Paper with that really risky jump dive off like the very slight edge of that platform. A few more frames and it would have been too angled for him to get that jump off of.
All right, JJ did it. All right, we're all good. We're out of Rico 4. Maybe JJ will reconsider. Maybe Rico 4 is the hardest secret in the game.
I could certainly get behind that.
See, there is an argument. Rico 4 is pretty hard. I've never seen, like, I don't think any of the races so far this tournament, I could be wrong, have had that bad of Rico 4s, but at least they were both equally as bad. So now nobody's, like, really in the lead.
Yeah, Paper is claiming that lead coming out of that, but...
Let's go Paper.
Let me say something, though. Paper is in the lead, but coming up is Serena Beach, and Serena Beach perhaps has... Wow!
Paper! What?
With a really wild angle. What was that? That was crazy.
Does nobody know how to play any percent anymore?
Oh, man. As I was saying, though, Serena Beach is a crazy level. A lot can go wrong or right there. Manta alone...
There is RNG in Serena Beach, and there's also the hardest secret in the game. Serena 2.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Serena 4.
Either one, depending on your opinion.
Yeah. Momentum spin at the end of Serena 4 is really hard.
And the butt slide.
And the butt slide. Yeah, if everybody does butt slides, that's the hardest secret in the game.
And casino skip.
And Delfino. Casino
the world record. The new world record. Messed up in casino skip.
I did not know that.
Clip back in bounds. That was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either, because you have a pretty good bit of distance between the pipe and that grid, so you really don't see back in bounds too often, fortunately.
Yeah, you would think, but Ouija still found a way, unfortunately.
Anyway, second instance of blooper completed. Good job, everybody.
Gold star.
Gold star. See, Paper didn't lose the same amount of time in the second instance than he did the first. Like, the hitbox of the forehead didn't come down. We all got pretty okay. He did a spin jump dive to the right, but I don't know. Overall, it's still pretty good. Good job. Let's ride some bloopers.
Yeah, hopefully no blooper contact. Sub jump can be a pretty big monk S. I don't know why the blooper's an instant kill. Like, I feel like this game gets really, really weird with like the insta death type stuff. Like,
I'm gonna blow your mind. If you don't hold forward and hit a wall, you won't die. Is your mind blown?
I'll be right back.
See, so holding forward with each blooper has the same top speed. With the green blooper, if you don't hold forward and you hit a wall, you actually will not die. It used to be in an old 100 coin route.
Wow, I had no idea, man.
So if you can react fast enough and don't hold or touch, you just let go of your controller before you hit a wall, you're not dead.
That's pretty ridiculous. And is it just the green blooper that has that property? Because I know like the green blooper does corner better, and I think like it has better acceleration despite having the same top speed.
I think one of the bloopers, I'm pretty sure it's purple, has like full top speed all the time. So purple, if you hit something, you die, but otherwise you have to be holding forward.
By the way, we're talking about blooper tech here. JJ showed off another piece of very interesting blooper tech where he jumped with the blooper on top of an umbrella, which gave Mario a heightened jump and also got rid of the blooper. So he was able to go into that shine without a blooper, meaning 0 risk of death.
Yeah, that happens with any bounceable thing. So if you run into the Pianta, like to the side of the boat right now in the inner tube, or bounce off like the hover box, the hover nozzle box, both of those things will remove blooper from you. The game won't let you bounce off of anything with blooper. So it'll just be like, oh, you're just regular Mario now.
Certainly useful and pretty not well-known tech. JJ, perhaps giving it some publicity here.
Yeah, I think someone did that during that GDQ race, and I remember the couch kind of talking about it like, wait, what? I've never seen that before.
Quan did. Quan did
right.
it.
Yeah, because I think J. Cole was the one that just like went all around the platform over and over.
Yep. You're right. Missing that shine with blooper sucks. Like, you just have to turn around, especially with the green one. You just have to turn around and try to grab the shine. Killing yourself after missing the shine is a lot easier than it looks. Oh, see, Paper almost bonked off the tree, but JJ bonked off the tree there. That was weird. They were very close to one another there. Their movement, their lines.
Making up some time on JJ, as has been the general trend in the last few shines. Bianco 6, though, could switch things up. Very crazy secret.
Yeah, especially if we somehow get someone falling off the cube at the end here. Takes so long to get back up.
See, Paper just doing a spin jump Y turn. JJ doing the momentum. Oh, he attempted it!
No!
He attempted it. See, okay, that's where the old boy strats come in. If you don't get the momentum spin, what are you going to do after that? Paper just doing a straight spin jump, doing a Y turn to the right, tried and true, didn't die yet.
JJ been having a lot of trouble with spin jumps during this race.
No,
another misspin. Wow, that is not good for time's sake, but the good thing about having this problem in Bianco 6 is that the game affords the player a free one-up right there. So likely will not game over despite the heavy time loss.
Now he just waits. He waited a little bit, still did the momentum spin. I thought he was going to do the strat that I still do from 2014, where you just turn the camera and I don't even do the Y turn. Like, I'm not even that technical, but
I think he decided to go less safe after dying twice. He went like with the upright B-A-A-A-A spin jump.
JJ in chat saying I'm buying a new controller.
Spin jumps are hard.
They really are. Like, even though they're so useful in this game, ultimately I'm glad that doesn't exist in Mario 64, because like it's a great tool, but it's also so hard to use at a really optimal level and not have situations like what happens to JJ here.
It's finicky. You got to make sure that your controller is able to spin and it spins consistently, because that stuff really will affect a run at the worst possible times. So just an extra thing that these guys have to pay attention to, really.
From where the shine was on Paper's screen for Shadow Mario, I think he got quick kill. JJ doesn't even go for it. It basically a strat where you just go up to Shadow Mario, do a quick dive, and do the spam spray during the limp Super Mario 64 version of a rollout. See, I'll just call it that, so that Electric knows what I'm talking about. And then you do the spam spray. It's all for Electric.
Yeah, you're babying me despite asking me to prove myself with a question before it comes.
But you know what I'm talking about now. I'm trying to clarify for all the people outside. See, you knew what hover sliding was, and that's very good.
Electric is a very knowledgeable guy. We've got a lot of knowledge in this booth. Sided Williams has been involved in this game for years, as has Paperario.
Are you calling me an old boy?
Yeah, you are an old boy.
I am an old boy, that's true. You're right.
Electric is a Mario speedrun enthusiast. He knows so much from so many different games. He's a lot like Scotch and Ty Guy. These guys that just go wherever Mario is in the gaming community, in the speed gaming community.
I like this man.
A lot of knowledge here.
Fun fact, I'm actually the reason Scotch and Ty Guy is doing comms, or at least like he came to my chat asking how to get involved in comms, and I gave him the direction, and here we are now.
A very good guy. We're watching Paper's Manta here out of the corner of our eyes. It looks like his first phase was actually pretty good.
For childhood me, this star may as well have come out of a like Silent Hill game or something. I hated this shine. I could not survive it for the life of me.
So you called it a star at the beginning of the statement? I was gonna jump on that, but then you called it a shine at the end.
Yeah, I realized my mistake. I backpedaled. I mean, this is the only game with shine sprites is like the main collectible, right? I don't think that there's enough. Like, I think everything else is like mostly stars, sometimes moons. What does Galaxy even call them? I can't remember.
They're stars. See, you're I don't know. You have stars all over the place. If you call them stars, nobody critiques you. But you know what? Nobody calls Odyssey moons stars. You know,
fair.
That's what I'm going to say to you.
We may as well just call all of them Mario MacGuffins, because that's what they are.
Dude, we got a Mario MacGuffin spawning on Paperario's side. He's finished the Manta MacGuffin.
Very, very nice.
Paper's got a pretty comfortable lead right now. This is his race to win. He's just got to make sure that he doesn't fall in these next very difficult secrets. Serena 2, Serena 4.
Yes, both of them. Super hard.
The ultimate test of Super Mario Sunshine 90% is surviving through Serena 2 through 4.
5 even.
Yeah.
Yeah. King Boo's a hard shine. You know what? I think King Boo practice is low-key pretty good. Like, I don't know, reacting to the fruit. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Being able to react to where the pepper goes, knows how to bounce. People should practice King Boo more. I'm advocating for King Boo practice.
Yeah, because I mean, every bit of time between that Cayenne spawning and you throwing it at the Boo is technically time loss, so the more of that you can minimize, the better. I could certainly agree with that. Definite old boy movement here, actually using at least a couple of the Boo platforms here.
Took a little bit of a fall on the right side of the screen.
That last stew bounce always gets me.
The hitbox is huge. I was thinking about it today. I was just like, because I was doing a run beforehand, and I bounced on that stew, and it didn't even look like I should have been even close to it. And I was just like, yeah, I got it. And then I was just like, I didn't, like, from a layman's point of view, it's just like, I wasn't even close to hitting that thing. Dude, JJ's movement, pretty clean. Got the jump dive in. Didn't even have to use any of the Boo blocks.
And Paperario does survive his first attempt at Serena. Number 2.
See, but JJ's the question mark.
Yeah, if JJ's able to pull off the rest of this secret perfectly, he will save time over Paper on this segment. So we're really just watching for the momentum spin here, basically.
Will he do it? I asked him if he would do it. He said he might. He's
setting
up for it.
Spin jumps in this race.
All right, he actually got animation cancel on the sand block. If you jump into the side of the sand block, if you do a spin jump, you'll get the same height, but it'll stop all your momentum, and you'll actually lose the animation. So a little bit of weirdness at the end there, but still surviving his hardest secret. Woo!
Looks like so far in Serena, these guys are getting all the hard stuff down, but we've seen a lot of weird mistakes. Paper, he's going for banana-less now?
Ugh.
Wow, are you serious, Paper?
See, the old boys are also disrespectful, you know?
If he wins this race with this strat over JJ, it'll be the ultimate dunk.
Apparently it's not that slow, but it's definitely worse. I don't know how much time it actually loses, but I've heard that it doesn't lose too much. Yes, it's dumb. He shouldn't be going for it.
Hopefully it doesn't lose too much because he just did it.
You know what? I hope he does lose a lot of time for it. Oh, JJ!
That's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, he just slid off the wall. There's just not... He was just a little bit too low on the wall and actually just slid off of it before getting the wall kick. See, in Super Mario 64, you actually have to like hit it pretty close to when you come in contact with the wall. In Super Mario Sunshine, you actually get a wall slide.
Yeah, that's one huge thing that I really like about this game and like all later Mario titles. The fact that like you just bounce off of the wall in 64 is just kind of absurd.
Well, that's why it's called a wall kick, right?
Yeah, fair.
Because you gotta kick that wall. But in Mario 60 or Mario Sunshine, it's called a wall jump. I think. Maybe?
That seems right. I think in the more recent titles they've started calling it a wall jump, which the semantics do check out ultimately. Paperario with that beautiful casino skip.
See, he goes to the right there because there's a blue coin and he's used to 120. So like if you learn to the right, it's a lot faster, but any percent usually everybody goes to the left. I don't know why everybody started going to the left. It's the exact same. Casino skip. PogChamp. We don't have to flip the grates or do the slots. We don't have to spray anything. We're doing a momentum spin. That's the hardest momentum spin jump in the game.
Nice strat by JJ. He goes for a momentum spin. That's one of the rarer things you see people do on that cube. There's the butt slide. There's the wall jump that Ouija's messed around with a bit. That's the momentum spin. It's very difficult to perform, and it also doesn't save as much time as the butt slide, so you don't see a lot of people doing it.
The momentum spin at the end doesn't save much time. Katsina said it. I'm out.
Do have both of them surviving both Serena secrets, fortunately.
Wow, that is the hardest secret segment in the game.
Crazy.
You know, 2 through 4, like we were saying before, really hard.
Really hoping Noki 6 isn't out for blood, low-key.
High key for me. I mean, Noki 6 at the end of a run. You just hope for the players psychologically. Just hope that nothing goes wrong there.
How many extras do you think Paper gets?
2.
You think he gets 2? So you can get extra cycles here. You want a fruit cycle, an enemy cycle, a fruit cycle, an enemy cycle, a fruit cycle. You want 5 cycles at least, or at most. I don't know. You have to at least have 5. Anything past that, other than that pattern, you can skip it, but it's an extra cycle. It loses like 7 seconds. This is another big RNG part.
And Paperario bonking on the Cayenne instead of grabbing it first try.
Sometimes you can grab it and sometimes you can't. Like, if you dive and hold B, sometimes it's like just a little bit off the ground and you can't buy it, and you can't grab it. If it's on the ground, you can grab it. So like, it might have looked like he was a scrub and bonked off a Pepper, but you know what? He was trying his best.
JJ chucking a durian at us in the booth.
Yeah, not the nicest thing to do. I mean, it's a sharp fruit. Mario refuses to actually pick it up.
So everybody's optimal right now. Nobody's gotten an extra cycle. Paper's on his second cycle of fruit. JJ getting pineapple at the start. I think he saw the green question mark in the middle. If there was a green question mark in the middle, and your next cycle that you want is a pineapple, it'll give you a pineapple cycle.
Yeah,
right.
I know there's some sort of visual cue with how the slot machine goes, but I forget if it was like on the left or the middle.
It's the middle.
Sound right.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry,
so...
I started that. I shouldn't have even said that statement. That's my bad.
What?
Because you knew what you were talking about, and I didn't know exactly what the visual cue was.
It's fine. You can say what you like. I'll correct you. I won't correct you. You know.
Real quick, as JJ's finishing this up, shout-outs to the SM64 runner Tabascoth that his name is a reference to Tabasco, but nowadays instead of eating a ton of Tabasco, he just eats raw chilies all the time. This stage always reminds me of him because you're chucking cayennes at Boo. I don't know.
Shout-outs to that man.
Tabascoth, 70-star, really good category. Super Mario 64 is a pretty good game.
He was actually the Division 2 champion in the Season 1 leagues, so huge shout-outs.
All right, now we get to clean up beach. Okay, we both screens got perfect RNG, so nobody lost any extra sets of 7 seconds. But now we're on NTSCJ. I play on NTSCU, but I still know the fact that you have to clean 99% of this beach.
And like the actual graphic for the goo is slightly different from like the goo's hit detection. Like they're actually 2 separate files in the game, and for some reason on J there's actually like a decent amount of the goo physically that isn't there visually. It's pretty weird.
See, at least they fixed it for NTSCU, the better version.
Yeah, I mean this game is not quite as severe as Majora's Mask, but you can tell like a little bit of beta elements in the JP version.
He can't find the... Oh, he found it. All right, 211. Woo!
And that's the 99% right there. Like you have to hit every tiny spot, no matter how insignificant it seems.
All right, JJ. All right, JJ. I saw 2 spots. Oh, there we go. You got 219.
that?
Nice.
That right there, too. He thought it was insignificant enough, but it just wasn't.
219 is pretty good. You know, I did a run today on a version that should save 10 seconds there. I got a 221. Good job, me.
Gold stars.
Thank you. All right, we're nearly finished Serena Beach. We just have to do the quick kill on Shadow Mario.
Yeah, just walk up to the door. He goes, "Wait a minute, didn't you already check in?" I don't even remember what he says here, but it's like, why is Shadow Mario just waiting at the entrance like this?
Look at that quick kill!
Wow, nice!
Nice!
Crazy strat by Paper.
Good job.
Yeah, I doubt JJ's going to end up going for it. So just watch where he ends up on JJ's side. That's a pretty substantial quick kill.
Do you have the global gold for that split?
I have.
See. Oh, sorry. I'll go ahead. My bad.
You do have a good IL for this shine, I know. You've messed around with the quick kill quite a bit.
Well, I don't have practice codes. See, I'm not allowed on the practice code leaderboard. So I don't know how good... I'm pretty good at it. You know, Kat, I appreciate you bringing it up. I'm really...
Noki won. Crazy shine. Cycle dependent. The first cycle here is extraordinarily tight.
I think I've only gotten it twice in runs.
See what Paper gets here.
Dude, did he get it? I think he got it.
Looks like he might have.
Like, I didn't see him shooting any goofs, but I didn't notice any mistakes, but we had a little bit of a freeze here. Or I did, anyway.
Oh, yeah, we all did.
Just grouped right together.
Especially Noki 3. Yes. I'll agree with me. Nobody else will agree with me, but I'll be the other co-commentator.
I'm just sitting here scared for JJ in Noki 4. That's what I'm really looking about.
Everybody getting their Y turns? You just gotta, like... I find doing that clip with the jump there and doing that dive into the void, you just, like, count a certain number of seconds. I count to 3, and then I do the Y turn.
And that's such a cool shine. It's really fortunate that you don't have to fight Blooper yet again just for that shine.
See, I'm sad you don't. I like fighting bloopers. Screamless is great. I'm just gonna argue with everything everybody says. All right, Noki 3. All right, it's didn't do Huff Strat.
RNG manipulation, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's trying to get the counterclockwise movement because that's RNG. You know, the way that eel spins at the start here, whether it spins clockwise or counterclockwise, is random. And clockwise sucks. I'm just gonna say a lot of things suck.
I mean, the eel in general just sucks. Like it's sad that such a temperamental thing can lose you so much time at the very end of a run.
Yeah, if you miss the cutscene skip at the end after not getting 6 tooth, you just lose 15 seconds just right off the bat. Paperario not hovering not a super long time, but I guess, you know what? He's been doing this long enough and has a better 80% than me. I'm gonna... You don't.
At least right now, it's okay. The slideshow is starting to pick up momentum for us.
So I'm pretty sure
he's doing.
I'm pretty sure he got 6 tooth. He's hovering into the tooth. Good job. All right. So he closed. Oh.
Wow, that was so close.
That was really interesting. So the fact that the eel mouth, I'm pretty sure the eel mouth was, I don't know, pretty much closed when he did it. But the fact that if you let the eel actually start spinning, you can't actually wash off the tooth anymore during the close animation. So I was just watching JJ at the same time.
Yeah, that was
So that's interesting. Sorry.
This game is just extraordinarily complex.
There's a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
this game.
A lot of lore, a lot of weird tech, a lot of weird stuff that is totally useless, but that still exists and is interesting to talk about sometimes.
Dude, let's talk about the lore.
Especially
about the
of
lore.
this stage, because they tried to present it at GDQ, but they made a few mistakes from what I noticed. So Noki 1, you're not actually helping the island inhabitants reclaim their waterfall. They're stealing the hydroelectric dam from the mole. In episode 2, you're just beating up the blooper for no reason. Episode 3, the old dude just wants to drown you in the bottle, but you get out too fast.
Yeah, you just collect the
episode
8 red
4
coins too fast. Yeah.
Episode 4, that purple stuff is actually the eel's enamel. You're really hurting his dental health. Hope he has insurance.
No, I'm totally down. Yeah, that's a different way of looking at the lore. And
You must not have watched my comms for that game. Oh, man. My theory there is that HMC actually was an oil deposit that Princess Peach tapped and left with toxic gases.
but it's, oh wait, no, it's not a painting.
Right? It's an oil slick. And where else would all of the goop in this game come from?
Can balance it up by screwing something up, but it's gonna be he's gonna have to lose a minute in order to lose this first match.
Yeah, if I were him, I wouldn't be going for fast Corona right now. I'd be taking everything super safe.
But sometimes, all right, and you're a speedrunner, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the easier stuff, or like the easier modality of doing a strat, is harder because you're not used to it.
That's certainly true. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
But then again, not doing early or faster Corona is super free. But you know what? I just wanted to say that. SB Electrics just subscribed. I thought you were doing comms with us, but I was proven wrong soon after that.
Yeah, one of us needs to change our name. I don't know how people get it confused, but yeah. I came in, they were like, oh, I was like, where?
You also both play Mario.
Yeah, fair,
You know?
fair.
Maybe one of you should quit your game.
Oh, man.
You know, if you really like both of your names, maybe you should have an SM64 SMS race and see who stays with Mario.
Oh, man.
I heard
good idea.
Fast Any Percent and 70 Star have pretty similar run times.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Maybe that'll happen in the future, but for now, Paperario is looking to close out his pretty decent, all things considered, performance here in round 1 of this best-of-3 grand final.
Bowser can be unpredictable.
He can.
There's goop.
RNG.
There are things that can happen.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of people take deaths here.
He didn't get the spray. Oh, he got it.
Wow.
He hovered a little bit. Or JJ hovered high enough in order to spray that fire with the hover. Good job, JJ. I feel like a lot of runners would have died there.
No! Wow! that
Come
was so
on,
technical.
Barely not getting on top of that ledge.
Why do I say anything? I feel like a lot of runners wouldn't have died there, guys. Or would have
What
died.
was much big of a race, honestly.
Paperario getting some good goop RNG so far. Just needs one more hit. Oh man, that goop was weird.
118.03.
JJ doing the same thing again, hovering far enough in order to get the... Good job, Paperario, but I'm also commentating JJ, the opponent. It's not done yet.
Huge GGs to Paperario, but JJ giving us a little bit of a mini heart palpitations in this Corona right now.
You know what?
Oh, and hitting the... Oh, man.
The water refill station.
Yeah, you know, I always thought it was a basket for some reason.
It does look like an upside-down basket.
And
We're
of course,
showing
slopes
boatless.
are very well programmed in this game. So nice backup there. Wow. That's a lot harder than it probably looked.
Yeah, that
Alright.
boat was back up, very precise, requires working around some very strange slopes. Sort of similar to the situation we saw earlier in the race where Paperario was stuck on top of the Shine Gate. Very
This is
interesting
still
polygons here in this game.
This is still sub 20 pace from JJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if he gets a good Bowser, it's still a pretty solid run.
It'll probably be, I don't know, let's do my math. If he has a perfect Bowser, he'll get a 46, 47. So I'm just hoping it goes well. 32 seconds is a pretty optimal Bowser.
Looks good so far. Definitely will require a bit more than just...
All right, he just
looks like he resets.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and reset. We'll move on to game 2.
It's over. We're not doing Bowser.
Time is a scarce resource. He is making the best of it.
He just reset. I was dead set on that Bowser fight. You know, I was really excited to watch it. JJ's let me down.
Round 2 will start here at any moment. Paperario should be resetting his screen here momentarily. That was a very interesting, very entertaining, very close for most of it, round 1. But now that's behind us. We're on to round 2.
See, now what do we talk about during each level? You know, like we did our brief explanation of each level. Like, do we just talk about the lore?
Yeah, we probably could get pretty far with that. Although, you know,
we could just talk about lore.
You could certainly be looking out for the places where they made these huge mistakes back in the first run.
Also true.